Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Andrew Nakas here with another VRADCAD developer blog kind of update video. I'm tracking and talking about my progress building this VR modeling app. And kind of, I'm super psyched right now because there was a big core feature that I was able to implement. And this was a feature that kind of was like holding me back for the last week. Actually, last weekend, I tried to write it, kind of wrote it wrong, messed up, had to revert, and then I took some time off, and ended up making that last of that VRADCAD blog video. I showed off this kind of tilt brush clone that I made, and that was like kind of a side project that got me motivated to work on this problem again. It's also like this core feature that is needed for any other kind of big feature. Essentially, what it does is adds objects into the mesh creation. And I'll explain when I'll dive into VR. So it's like still the same core features. You can extrude out meshes. I can also go in and see the wireframe, modify individual points. But I think one of the big things that is now added is, and selection is still a little weird to get to it, but I can actually go in and if I bring up this new select all menu that has both select all and delete all. So if I hold down the grips and hit select all, I now have this entire object selected. Or if I go in and hit delete all, I now just deleted that object. And this is object independent. So if I go in and create two objects and then hit delete all, it only deletes one of those objects. So I mean, it's still not perfect. It's not fully bug tested, but it's kind of, you can think about it kind of gives meshes objects. Because I guess before, what it was I would create a mesh, but then I create this mesh, and these meshes are on the same game object. It's just creating a giant mesh for optimization. And so I was able to kind of organize the mesh in a way that I can access and retrieve and use for other features. And you would think this is kind of needed for any big, core feature that you think of in a 3D modeling program, whether that's coloring, an undo feature, layers or anything that's kind of you need to be able to work with individual objects. So this is a huge feature that was holding me back. And kind of the next steps going forward are to kind of take the best things I liked from the tilt brush example, and then go in and actually bring them into this. And so then kind of add another huge core feature into this app, and get that much closer to open source, or not open source, but a feature rich open beta for VRADCAD. And I mean, I'm always OpenBrush is always going to be open source, and I'm always going to try to bring core features that I think are useful for a really good 3D drawing app back into that open source project, and then have VRADCAD be the more precise 3D modeling app. And it's certainly exciting because I feel there's a lot of potential in this space, and I'm just starting to get into it. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of where I'm at right now. And the next update is going to be around me making this look really good with tilt brush paintings and exportings and all sorts of cool features. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Peace.